It's the active living.
Been...
Actively living. Not living actively. I'm not going to tell you to go for a run every day. But pursuing life as life.
But maybe go for a run. No, okay.
Is that a fat joke?
No.
No.
It's not a joke. Anyways. I'm kidding. But running is good too. Welcome back to the drop zone.
The drop zone.
Wait, where are we putting commas? The drop zone.
The drop zone.
The drop zone. It's not the
I wouldn't.
Drop zone.
I wouldn't.
The drop zone.
I wouldn't comma it. I just the drop zone.
Yeah, there's no comma, but I'm saying I was comma that.
Oh.
It's not the, it's the.
The drop zone.
The drop zone. Welcome back. Here we are.
I was just wondering. We're episode 3 now.
Yes, we are.
We are. And we just keep making more media.
Yeah. And it's only going to get bigger.
Just break it down into more and more.
Oh my goodness.
More and more.
This table.
I fixed it. I literally just fixed it. You're welcome.
This table.
I mean, it's never looked so good.
Well, I'm sure it looked better when I first set it up. Before Mr. What did I call you? I don't remember.
Termite.
Mr. Termite. Yeah. Before you got to it and started shredding that thing up.
Yeah.
Oh.
You look comfy.
I'm feeling good.
You had a good day?
It's been a long day.
Bruh.
But it's been a good day.
Day.
Yeah, you've had a brutal... What time did you get up?
I woke up at 5 o'clock.
Oh, I gotta move this. There we go.
Something felt off. That was the resolution.
5 o'clock. That's brutal.
Yeah. One of my goals right now for this season of the next few weeks is to wake up at 5 o'clock every morning.
Now that's crazy. But I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Oh,
it's hard.
I had a cut on my finger and I was playing with that nail and just dug it right into that cut.
We have a small nail holding this table together. And it really isn't doing a good job, so.
But, yeah, anyways. I don't know how much I've talked about it on here, but just like...
Sorry.
Make yourself decent, would you?
It's hard to come in and
Golly.
There we go.
I want to just focus on like extreme self-discipline for a certain period amount of time, because I feel like if you do it for like I'm never going to do this again, or I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. for the rest of my life, it's never going to happen, right? And then the first day that you sleep in is the last day that you wake up,
right?
And so if I tell myself, oh, it's only 3-4 weeks, makes it easier, right? And I'm not going to tell you that I've woken up at 5 every day this freaking like this time that I've been doing this. I haven't. I've maybe woken up at 5 o'clock, like, honestly, probably half the time.
Well, it's something.
And the rest of the time I've been getting up at 6. I think there's been like 2 or 3 days where I've slept until like 7:30. But I haven't slept past like probably 7:30, which is good. Because like normally on the weekends, I'll stay up super late and then just crash the next morning.
That's how I'm rolling. I get up at 5 every weekday. Or 4:40.
Yeah.
And then I'm weekends staying up till midnight, 1 o'clock. Yeah. Still sleeping until like 8. So not even that bad. But
did you have a good day or a good week at work this last week?
It was.
We haven't really talked about that.
Well, I got framed. We had that in episode 2.
Yeah.
But
anything else happened?
Besides that, I don't think much happened. We popped a tire on our big old truck.
Like, while you were
at work, we went and drove over a bolt.
Oh, God.
So, that was kind of crazy.
Was it like a scary pop where you like just going...
No, we're talking
going... You just knew it was like going...
5 miles an hour in a parking lot. So.
But still.
And then you just hear...
popped a company tire?
It wasn't me. I don't know. whose fault it was, but at some
It's
point,
tough to say.
we came
Well,
out.
honestly,
and
can
there
you
was a
even
pub tire.
blame somebody for driving over something
Yeah,
this
I mean,
big
we're
when
talking
driving
tiny.
a massive truck like that?
Thank goodness I can even drive the thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I appreciated that, so we could use that face. That was nice.
Our thumbnails.
Our thumbnails. Gotta think about those.
It's true.
You in a robe, all surprised. That will come in handy later. If we don't use it now.
It could. There's a few places you could use that.
Yeah.
I just trust you. Lots.
That's a lot of power. Well, now everyone has that power. That's the thing.
Huh.
Worldwide, everyone has Landon surprised in a robe.
That hurts to think about a lot.
But who knows what's... We're both robed. And let me...
I'm not going to talk much. I'm not going to make any comments on that.
Yeah.
There's a lot I could say.
Appreciate that. But
we're going to say.
We're just here to relax today.
Today,
long
dude,
day.
It's been a long freaking day.
So just grinding.
Relax. Yeah.
We just filmed a podcast. Had our first ever guests.
Yeah, it was actually really exciting because, I mean, we were just coming up with this today of like trying to plan people, right? And believe it or not, calling people at 4 p.m. on a Saturday, not many answer.
It's true.
And so it's exciting though, like now, because we were kind of struggling at first, but now people are like actually checking their text messages or voicemails or whatever, and they're like, oh yeah, I'd love to do it with you.
Yeah.
I just can't this week or next week. We'll figure something out. So.
And there's some really amazing people
Yeah.
who are going to be pretty cool stories. So
Yeah, I'm excited.
that's exciting.
Anyways, I'll tell you about my week. I've got a little bit of a story from work.
Okay.
I think as I clearly stated, like work has been pretty slow right now. Mortgage rates are like almost 7% now. Auto loans are about 7%. Like rates suck. My job title, consumer loan originator, ain't nobody trying to originate a loan right now.
Right.
And so a lot of the stuff that I've been doing is just like maintenance stuff on people's accounts. Like, oh, I got this weird text, or I had somebody charge my card fraudulently. And just little miscellaneous things like that. But yesterday, I think I legitimately only helped one person.
Wow.
And the rest of the time, dude, I just went around. I cleaned the microwave. I cleaned out the fridge.
Oh my
I
gosh.
vacuumed, bro.
Turned into a janitor.
I really was. Well, I mean, there's just certain things that... Because we do have our own janitorial crew that we hire and pay for certain stuff. But, like, a lot of it is locked up at night, and so they can't get to it kind of a thing. So that's what I was doing, is, like, things that they can't clean, so I have to go.
I'm just going to take a second.
Okay. Yeah, do whatever you need to do there. I'll keep talking. And so I've also been in the position because Wednesday is my last day at the bank. And so they're actually already hiring for my position.
Wow.
And there's been like 5 or 6 applicants. And I got the position almost by default. Like there was nobody else that applied, which isn't really a compliment to me. And like my manager, my assistant manager that I work with on a daily basis, sits right next to me, said, I think I was just kind of oversold on your abilities. Like, when I first got hired, she's like, yeah, you were just talked up too much. I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
No. Right, so I wasn't too fond of that.
People are always so lovely when you're quitting a job.
Well, and it wasn't even quitting, dude. I hadn't even quit by that point. That was
Oh my
seriously like
gosh.
3 months ago that she told me that. And I was like, slap in the face.
Yeah, that hurts.
But now, I mean, I'm really, like, fairly knowledgeable at my job, and I understand what I can do, and I understand what needs to go to a supervisor, so that's been good. Anyways, where I was getting with this, I've been seeing these people, like, doing these interviews for my job, and it's just funny. Like, these people are... I just don't feel like I'm going to be missed. And
I'm sure you will be.
I think they know. I think I'll be missed by my coworkers, but by management,
They don't care.
it's just boom, 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 numbers.
Right.
And I get that. Like, it is a fairly entry-level position, and there's a lot of turnover in it. Obviously, I'm leaving, like, so, I don't know.
Well, you're headed on to greater, better things.
But, yeah, it's weird to see it all come to an end. I've been working there. I think it's 17 months or so.
Wow.
So that's been
That's a
crazy.
big...
It's just a blink, dude.
It
Just
is
a blink
crazy.
in the eye, it seems like.
But
So let me give you one little fun nugget about this is that one of the people that's applying for my job used to be my supervisor at my old branch.
oh, nice.
So a little bit of background. I had three supervisors at that branch. One of them moved to be a branch manager somewhere else. The other one is now my co-worker doing like the exact same stuff as me and actually doing a little bit of tellering. And then this other supervisor is going to take my position. So that's kind of weird to think about, of like how quick I have been able to like.
Yeah, you did really good.
And it's just kind of caught up to me. And this other job opportunity came along, and I was like, I just got to snatch it. And then obviously, I'm not getting treated great by management at my current job. And so that's one of the things is that this person that was my supervisor is probably the most qualified, at least that I know about that is interviewed. And so I've been talking to her a lot and just reviewing my time at the bank and like what I could have done better and just this time of reflection. And there's a lot I could have done better. And honestly, like, I think for being a 20-year-old kid actually caring about my job that much is just kind of odd. Like, I don't think it's normal. And so obviously it's not because I was the only like 20-year-old in that position. Everybody else was at least 5, almost 10 years older than me. And so
Yeah, I mean, even how many people have been in that position.
yeah.
So that is,
but
especially your age.
Just going through reflecting on it and seeing that people are like wanting that job, even to step down to that job, like how good I had it. Getting kind of scared about the new job. I don't know.
Yeah, it's always a hard time switching jobs. But
so,
hopefully.
I don't know. I've been just a lot more motivated to get my personal stuff down. And like we were talking about earlier, just this idea of self-discipline and making sure that I can go in as prepared for this new job as possible.
Right. Well, it'll be exciting to hear about it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll have some crazy stories, especially at first.
Yeah.
Trying to figure everything out, so.
Because, yeah, I'm going to have to take the train down. That's going to be new.
That'll be weird. It's weird. 20 is a weird age. I honestly feel that way.
Well, because we have an investment specialist at our branch who comes in like every few days because he's headquartered out of a different branch. But I was talking to him and he's like, sorry if you're watching this, but I would guess around the age of 40.
Right.
Late 30s, right? And like it's just not a position that people my age are in, and so I'm a little bit intimidated by that. And like I'm gonna be the youngest guy in the office. I'm gonna be just kind of this rookie that everybody probably just walks all over.
Well, until you show them what you're worth.
Well, yeah.
And I'm sure you will, and that'll be exciting.
That'll be good.
And that's kind of how I felt in my job. It's like, and I mean, there's another kid around my age, and really, I mean, there's a few. There's one younger, but you kind of just got to go, well, I might be young, but I'm going to work my butt off. Mm-hmm. So I think you're going to do good because you have that same mentality. I mean, you're getting up at 5 just for the fun of it on a freaking weekend.
On the weekend, dude. I know. Saturday morning, I wake up at 5.
Yeah, so you got
I've been pretty good with my other goals this week, but waking up has just been so hard. And so I said, fetch it, I need to get it done. And so I chose Friday night to go to bed at like 9 or 9:30 and wake up at 5.
Yeah. Good for you.
I had a great morning, dude. I'm not even going to lie to you. Because my parents, I don't even know when they woke up. I did some meditation, just did some mindfulness, got ready for the day. It's been amazing. I've just found such an inner happiness. And like I've got so much crap going on with like family life and other distractions with some friends and some work stuff, but I've just never felt more in control.
That's interesting. I mean,
yeah.
And I know you've, as I like to say, started to read.
Yeah, I have started to read.
And I like to say that because
Yeah, it just sounds funny, right?
It
Being a
sounds
college
funny.
dropout. I'm just learning to
He's
read.
just started to read. We were talking to my brother-in-law about it.
Yeah.
And I'm not even thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, Landon's just started to read. And he was like, what did he say? He asked you about a book?
Well, I saw him carrying a book, and I asked him about it. He was like, yeah, Landon's getting interested in that stuff. He's just starting to read. He's like, yeah, thanks, guy.
Yeah. But you knew how to read for a few years now, like maybe 3 or 4.
I don't know. It's been a while.
So that's good. But now you're just into these self-motivation, self-help books.
Yeah. I've gotten super big into that. One of the theories that I've been wanting to talk about on the podcast, but like haven't had enough like knowledge about outside of it, is just how people who live crappy lives become successful.
Yeah. And I know we've touched on this a little bit on the podcast.
Yeah, of like how I don't know. Because I know I have talked about this book that I'm reading, David and Goliath, talks about how the underdog can defeat a big opponent kind of thing. And so it does talk about this in these unlikely situations. And one of them that has like resonated the most with me about my situation is this idea of these bombs that went off during like World War I and II. I got the main idea out of it. I can't give you like the good history behind it.
Okay.
It was the Germans bombing like the English and specifically like people of London. And so the government, the British Empire or whatever, was wanting to build like massive bunkers and these massive escape routes outside of the town so that people could live there. But they were afraid that people, as soon as they go in there, they're going to be so afraid that they're never going to want to come out.
Right.
And so as these bombings started to happen, they obviously didn't have the money and the time and resources to make that happen, to make these big exit locations. But people were doing it privately on their own property, making their own bunkers and things. And the interesting thing, it's this idea of a direct hit. There's this idea of a near miss, and then a remote miss, and then a complete miss, right? And just these different levels to these bombs, and relating it to traumatic events in our lives. Of if you have a direct hit, you're the one that's personally affected. Maybe you get in a car accident and you're paralyzed from like the neck down. That is a direct hit. Your life is now changed.
Right.
Sorry. Right. And then there's the idea of a near miss, of it being like a parent, loved one, family member. And then there's the remote miss of watching that happen to somebody. So how they did it in the book was...
we better let in the beast.
You want me to open the door?
Open the door for him. It looks like we're going to have another guest.
Hello.
Let me introduce him real quick. Come here.
Yes, please.
Come here.
You can jump over the cords.
Oh, come on. Oh, boy.
There he goes.
This is Buddy. Huh.
For all the podcast listeners, Landon is currently holding a 2-pound dog.
I think he's 4.5 pounds.
Oh.
Last time we weighed him. So
4.5 pounds.
He's a chunky guy.
Yeah, he's putting on pounds.
But yeah, this is Buddy. Anyways.
Okay.
Continue.
I need to be a little bit quicker about this, but direct hit, obviously your house gets hit by the bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The near miss is your neighbor's house gets hit by the bomb, and your house burns down too, or whatever. So you're still affected by it. And then the remote miss is down the street house gets burned. So you watch it happen. You watch these people lose their house, lose their lives, but you're not affected by it. But then they found that these studies of those people in the remote miss category became so much more strong and so much more brave, and they didn't fear anything in life. And people will just go about life normally when they're playing off these raid sirens and like
that's insane.
Airstrike warnings, right? And so that's kind of been my thing, is that I feel like I've had maybe a few direct hits and a lot of near misses.
Uh-huh.
It's my job now to turn that into a remote miss.
Right. Get in a situation where you don't have that fear.
where I don't have that fear and I have that control to step away from a situation and not have myself personally affected by it.
Right.
But be able to use that as motivation to have the courage to go and do whatever I need to. So,
Well, that's awesome.
so that's kind of my little...
That's the next few steps going on.
Yeah.
The drive behind you.
Mm-hmm. And then just with that same idea, like, what advantages do I have that nobody else has? And just trying to make the most out of it. Like,
Right.
this morning, I went on a drive up to a lake.
And I mean, this lake's, what, 40-minute drive?
40 minutes.
Yeah. Just for the
I was
fun
like,
of
well,
it. Just,
I can do it right now. I've woken up early. I don't have any like responsibilities today. It's my day off of work. Let's just do it.
uh-huh.
It was like maybe $10-15 in gas.
Sometimes you need that.
Yeah.
And
That's
that is awesome.
So, yeah.
And I mean, everyone's dealt a different deck of cards in life.
Yeah.
And it's how you go on with your life and what you do with it. Because, yeah, I mean, sometimes you're dealt crappy cards, but you end up
Yeah.
one of the most successful people, and there's tons of examples of that out there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
How to make your weakness into a strength, how to twist it around and
right.
develop other strengths from it. So
Never
yeah.
give up. I mean, that's so important.
Yeah.
And that's a great message to all our viewers out there, too, because life stinks a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And you've had some hard stuff, but look at you now, dude.
Thank
Going
you.
through all this, figuring it out.
I know.
And it'll be fun to see in 10 years.
Fun to review it, right?
Yeah.
Play it back. But, I don't know. I think it's important to just kind of make that a little bit of a point for this episode. Like, life's exhausting. Life gets hard.
Yeah.
It's not all about just the hustle and grind and women, whatever. Like, take a minute for yourself and really make sure that you're okay so that you can treat others better and that you can work harder than anybody else in the long run.
Yeah. Use it
Live
to
your
drive.
happiest life, get your best perspective. I don't know. Because that's another thing, a lot of perspective has come from this, of just being able to zoom out. Like, just during my times of meditation, of like, this world is so big and I'm in such a unique place of it. How can I make the most of it?
I've actually been thinking a lot about that lately, too, just where I'm at in life.
Mm-hmm.
And going, I have one life. Like, I'm 20 right now. What am I going to do as a 20-year-old to make something happen? Where am I going to be in the future? Because it's so easy to get stuck in the easy things, I would want to say, too. I mean, sometimes
Like
you
what?
need the break, but I mean, before, there's been times in my life where you get home, or like, for example, let's say I'm in high school.
Mm-hmm.
You go to school, you're just there. You're not,
Just floating around.
yeah, you're not getting anything out of it. And you come home, and I would just watch YouTube all night long or something. Even stupid stuff, whether it's watching TikTok or something, and all of a sudden it's
Playing
4 hours
Xbox,
later.
whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the active living.
But
Actively living. Not living actively. I'm not going to tell you to go for a run every day. But pursuing life as life.
maybe go for a run.
Is
No, okay.
that a fat joke?
You,
Hmm.
no.
No.
It's not a joke. Anyways, I'm kidding, but running is good too. Also great for the mental health.
It is.
Just work. I think the message is mental awareness. What's gonna get you where you want to be?
Yeah.
What's your past, and how can you make it into your future?
Oh, God. That's good.
Thank you. Well,
Holy smokes.
you gave a great message, and it's
I
fun
gave
to
a
hear.
sermon. I was
You
out
did
here
give a sermon.
preaching.
And it's honestly fun to hear. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to read the books.
No. I'll just
So-
summarize it for you.
Please summarize for us. Give us that little bit of hope, that little bit of
Yeah.
drive to get you through the next day, and make every day a better day than the last.
Yeah. Well, Just needing some relaxation. This has hit the spot. It's been very good.
And I think that's a good point too. I mean, sometimes you gotta get on that YouTube. Sometimes you gotta play the Xbox. Sometimes you just gotta get in a zone. And I know for you that's been a lot of meditation, reading these books, but it's finding that something that can help you relax.
Yeah.
But don't take advantage of it either. And I think that's important.
Don't take advantage of it.
And get stuck with it.
Don't get stuck reading and waking up early.
No, well, but not constantly.
I'm going to push back on you a little bit on this one.
Well, have your second of the day, but you got to get out and you got to work and you got to drive. Yeah. I mean, I'm saying use them to. You need the relaxation. I see. I'm not saying don't do them at all. And
here's the thing: is that I think there's a difference between like leisure and relaxation, because I think relaxation is more closely associated with meditation and just present living. Whereas, like, leisure is watching YouTube videos, playing Xbox, staying up till 1 a.m., chatting and hanging out with people.
That's fair. But I do think it differs for a lot of people.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it could totally mean something different for everybody.
Because for me, honestly, a lot of it goes down to YouTube and watching a funny video.
Yeah.
And that gets me out of the problems of life or whatnot.
Yeah,
Whereas, I do think, though, maybe the difference is with your meditation, you're not getting out of the problems, you're working through them. Yeah. So
that was what I was gonna say. Is I think that the leisurely things are just a real fun distraction. And distraction comes with a negative connotation, and I don't want it to sound like that. Because there's just sometimes where you need to focus on something else. The meditation and like my relaxation is focusing on what's hurting.
That's fair.
And so there's times where, I need to run away from this crap.
Uh-huh.
And I just need to have fun. I need to scroll through YouTube videos for a few minutes. Few hours, right?
Whenever
it happens. But,
well, that's a good point.
But yeah, just finding out what it is for you. And that's what's been really hard for me to like find this balance of like just killing myself. Because I don't find this crap fun. It's the relaxation, but it's not the leisure.
Right.
I didn't have a fun morning. I enjoyed it. And it was good for me. The drive was actually really fun. But like before that, I wasn't really like too happy.
Uh-huh.
But I was really feeling good. And just here. And
no, that's a good point.
I just felt like I was living life to the fullest.
Right.
And life isn't always supposed to be happy. Like, I don't know. I could keep going for days.
Well, that was good. Little motivation boost for everyone out there.
Hopefully.
Well.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to talk about from this last week or anything?
I'm trying to think. I don't think I have any funny stories. We'll have a good, serious podcast.
Yeah.
Nice.
Little change of pace.
Yeah.
That's good.
I think that will be good.
Because, I feel like we've just kind of touched on these things very briefly, and the rest has just kind of been like kind of ha-ha funny.
Right.
Maybe it's good to have these every now and then.
Yeah, I think it's important.
In with each other. We have a robed up day or something. I don't know. It'll be fun.
Take it serious. That's how you know. We're wearing the robes. I like it.
It's true.
Let's make it a thing.
Okay. Well, we do have some items to go through. Do we want to give them a tease at where we're at?
Yeah, we're on to the last item on the top row.
Yeah, our incense burner. So, it's a good story.
That one, I think, is going to be a lot less serious and a whole lot of laughs.
This was leisure. This was not relaxation. It was leisure.
Right. Yeah, I think that's going to be one of my favorite episodes to film and watch because we have some great stories.
Oh, man.
I'm
going to grab my phone and just go through our photos about it just to kind of refresh everything.
Yeah.
Because we got to talk about every ounce of this, dude.
That'll be a good one. So tune in for that.
Yeah, tune in.
All right.
I'll give him the outro.
Give it to him.
Okay, guys. Thanks for watching the Drop Zone today. Hope you learned something.